Beyond lies the infinite ocean, sparkling, shimmering, whispering, rocking itself to rest. And the world is full of perfume and color and beautiful motion. And each new hour of this sweet day, the happiest seems and the best. Celia Thaxter. For many years, the natural beauty of Appledore Island has ensnared the hearts of many. As a microcosm of biodiversity set in extreme environments, it has an abundance of nature to discover. What is your favorite piece of nature on Appledore Island?
I became really fascinated by a plover at the intertidal, being chased by seagulls and then still fighting its way back. It seemed to be there independently. I didn't see others, and it was really persistent, and I have a sort of soft spot for that creature.
My favorite species on Appledore is my friend Lyle the seagull.
I love Devil's Den because that was where my transect was, and it's also a place that the ocean meets the land, and I can see the intertidal, and I can look out as well and appreciate why I'm here.
I enjoy Sandpiper Beach, just going there with the birds and reading and watching the ocean.
I'm going to cheat a little bit and say the human nature and the connection between the people that happens out here. I mean, it's obviously all facilitated by our environment, but yeah, the people make this place.
I like the shade of the rock by the water. They're very different, very unique, very cool.
One time on this island, under a microscope, I saw 6 different species of trematode using the same host species of snail, all within about an hour of snail dissections. And that says something really big about the amount of diversity this island holds.
My favorite place is Devil's Glen, the hidden place where you're not supposed to swim, but you can see some very beautiful waves.
And we were all standing on the floating dock, and you could just look down in the water and see stripers chasing menhaden and birds diving down, and it was just this really cool species interaction happening in real time. You could just see the full food web play out in front of you.
I think my favorite moment is when we went on a whale tour and we saw great white.
Nudibranchs and the tide pools.
My favorite piece of nature on the island is watching the gulls raise their chicks all season.
I research the seals, but the first thing I do every single time I come on island for the last 14 years, I get so excited to turn over the boards to look for green snakes. That's my absolute favorite.
So my favorite species on the island is in fact a 12'5" thresher shark that lives off of our shores.
I really like it when the great blackback gull chicks are flat or in an otherwise non-bird shape.
Sunset colors on Ascafilm.
I think my favorite piece of nature on Appledore is probably half-tide ledges, and snorkeling out there and tide pooling is pretty fun.
Okay, my favorite nature moment that I've experienced on Appledore was a year when an eagle stopped on the island for a little bit, and every time the eagle took flight, every single gull on island took flight, just hundreds of gulls all around you. It was crazy.
Yeah, I love seeing the storms roll in off the ocean, and the geese are my favorite species.
My favorite part of nature on Appledore is finding sea stars in the intertidal. I'll never forget when I found my first sea star. I was having a bad day and I turned over a rock and saw this beautiful sunset colored sea star, and its beauty in the intertidal changed my perspective.
My favorite piece of nature on Appledore is the feeling of walking around in the intertidal zone, and there's so many different things you could find, and so many of them are cool, and then there's also the opportunity that you find a new cool thing.